Oops. All right. Do 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 do. Hey guys, how's it going? Hello there in YouTube land. I got rid of it. So how have you guys been? Just give me one sec here. Just forgot something. 1 second. Yeah. 1 second. Oh shoot, where did it go? Ouch. Ooh, I just burnt myself. Oh. All right, so we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna it's gonna have I'm having a really good evening, Empress B. I'm enjoying my evening. A little late. I didn't do a stream yesterday. Took a break. I usually take off 1 day a week. So. All right. It is hot. Very hot. Hope you guys are all having nice weather, having a good evening. I also cards there. So if you have a Facebook account, look for Mystic Oracle Metaphysical or Mystic Oracle Pro and Metaphysical Service on Facebook, or just look for Mystic Oracle 333 on Facebook, and you'll end up seeing my profile. And on my profile, it has the actual page name, so you can click through there. And I'm going to start posting the daily cards there. I'm going to also be doing live readings there as well. So that's new. My cat. But other than that, we're doing well. I'm doing good. Posted my kittens for sale, so they're gonna probably be going to new homes soon. And ground rules are, for the people that are new here, if you haven't visited this channel before, if yet. But we will pick one viewer today that will have their 30-minute live reading done today. So that's going to be the focus of the show today, and because it drains me a lot to do like all those mini readings for everybody after, and I can't do that. I can't be draining myself that much, right? So I'm going to start doing 30-minute readings for one lucky viewer on the daily, and we'll see how things go. If you want to book a reading with me, feel free to check the details in the description box below. There is my email address. Just email me, and we can set up a time. Or you can go to the Facebook page and book a time as well to get a reading done there. I will actually be starting to do readings in my home. So if you're in like the BC area, or you're visiting the BC area and you want to have a reading done, feel free to get back to me and let me know. We have specials coming up for the month of June, so you'll receive 15% off all your readings, or you can have the option of picking when you purchase a full reading, like a mini reading, or anything up to an emergency reading. You can you'll receive an automatic 10-minute mini reading with it that you can use for, like, it'll have an expiry date of 30 days. So you'll have to use it within the 30 days. So there's a bunch of different things that I'm going to be starting to do, being more active and stuff. So mostly it's going to be on the Facebook page. If you happen to hear it here and you use it, use the code. I haven't set up the code yet for June, so that's going to be available for the month of, indefinitely at this point, to get new clients coming in, and we're going to do that for, I'm guessing, about a month and a half, 2 months for the first while. Do I do spiritual clearings? I've done remote clearings, which require your interaction as well. I've done remote viewings. I've done remote clearings for people. Basically whatever your interest is needed, or what your need is, we can work around that and get the best benefit for you, right? So basically, Mordecai Tarot is what I do. I don't do your traditional Tarot. So it's more the healing energy Tarot, working more with the energy around us and within us. And then also being a channel medium, that also helps when I'm doing remote viewings for people that have passed on, actually seeing their energy within the home, to help the healing process begin for people that have lost loved ones, or are having or experiencing paranormal activity. So I do help with that. If I can't do it all, I will recommend my go-to lady that taught me everything that I know, and she can get more informative with you if it's something that I can't solve for you. So I do have resources available if it's higher than I can help with, right? So so that's it. So for the month of June, you can either get 15% off, or you can have a mini bonus reading added to your package, that whether you order like a 30-minute reading or 10-minute reading or an hour reading, you get like extra bonus minutes, more or less, that you can use either at the same time, or you can use it at a different time. So you'll have that extra 10-minute mini reading for, those kind of like for a weekly reading for whatever you need, right? So that's what's going to be happening for the month of June. Only available on Facebook. I won't be offering it on YouTube, but I may offer like weekly bonuses for YouTube. I haven't quite decided yet, but there's going to be like weekly things happening on the Facebook page. So it's a little easier for people to connect on there. So sometimes it's easier for me to do actually the live readings through Facebook Messenger, or I can do it live streaming there as well. It's a little bit easier. So if I'm on the go and I want to do a reading for you guys, it's a little easier for me to do a live Facebook reading or a live stream on Facebook than it is YouTube, because they have those new ground rules that you have to have 1,000 people before you can mobile live stream, which I think is absolutely stupid. But whatever, YouTube is YouTube, and we just have to work around it. So you might be finding more daily readings and stuff on there. It's a little bit easier. It's more convenient for me, because YouTube, you have to set everything up. You have to do these other things and get the encoder working and this and that, and it's just too much pain in the ass for me. And then I would rather just keep it streamlined, simple, easy for people to interact with. And we'll pick random viewers on that one as well. So Ashley, to your question, do I do spiritual cleansings? Yes, I do. Depending on which one you want. If you want it for personal or you want it for your home, I can help you with that. If you're new to the cleansing part, I can give you like different ways to do it. And it's not just with sage. Okay, so if you're having the sage issue and you've done the sage thing and you're finding that option doesn't work for you anymore, it may end up requiring a higher energy clearing, right? So we can work on that and put you in the right direction for what you need, right? So it'll be custom fit, kind of like custom fit, made to order for individuals, because everybody's situation is not the same. So just giving a general solution to it for just tell you, oh, just do sage. Sometimes people have energy that lingers that you can't clear just with sage. There are, energy forces that are a lot stronger than, just the general sage ones that, are a little bit more reluctant to clear out. It could be spirit energy. It would all depend on the vibration that I pick up from it. Like doing remote clearings of spirit energy. I've done probably about 4 or 5 of them and have been successful. I've even had to where the person's taken photographs of their place and I picked up the energy from the photographs. So I do photo readings as well so that I can pick up the energy. And I've actually done clearings through that, right? Well, if you were to send me a photograph of you, see, and that's why I like doing Facebook as well, is because we can do like the actual live reading. So it has to be a current picture. It can't be one, unless it's like for doing somebody that's passed on, then I can do like the spirit past life energy, to the reading for them. And it's bizarre because when I do the readings, the vibration I pick up on, and I can see the actual person vibrating still, like they're still alive within the picture. When I go into my state of communication, and the messages are given to me that way. Been very successful with that one as well. So if you have like a current picture, it's a lot better. So then you can actually read the auras and kind of pick up on the whole tone that's around you, right? So Facebook, if you find that page, you can submit a photo, and I can do a photo reading for you as well, and just kind of see what's going on. Just kind of get a baseline for you. And don't be fearful of it. Like say all different things. It depends also on like your vibration as to where you are sitting. That one psychic could have picked up on the negative. Maybe she was in a lower energy field at the time that she picked up on that negative energy, or the other one could have been in a high energy field, right? So it all depends. Like we fluctuate throughout the day, right? We always go up and down, up and down. So it all depends on where you are sitting. If it's a generalized situation, or if it's becoming a problematic situation, a general problematic situation, it's best to get the most accurate for that, right? So I'm able to pick up on that. Even if you've had like paranormal activity in your home, we can do like a live feed. We can walk through your home, and I can tell you exactly where you're picking it up, or where it's being picked up, channel the information for you. That one requires quite a bit more energy, so that would have to be like an early morning thing for me, during the morning, because that requires most of my energy to do that, and then I'm usually just wiped for the day. It takes a lot more energy to actually connect and do that channeling for people, but that would be very, very helpful for me to be able to continue practice. It's been a while since I've done it. But I don't feel that I would be any less effective than I am now, right? So if you want to check out the Facebook page, just look for Karen Keychais, and that's Keychais. All right, so you can find me on there, and then you can find Mystic Tarot, Metaphysical Services, Mystic Tarot. I believe it's Mystic 333, or no, it's Your Mystic 333. That's what it is, because I remember I was going to change the channel name. And to you are like the letter U and letter R, Mystic Oracle 333 is the actual link that you would just type into the Facebook for the ID, right? So just look for Mystic Oracle 333. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check that. Give me one sec. I have to double check that. Hang on. I had to turn the fan on. Hang on. Okay. So hopefully you can still hear me over the fan. Oh, we got to turn that down a bit. Okay. That should be good. So you can find me on there. I'm going to be doing, like I said, daily cards, answering questions, doing live streams there as well. because I'd like to be able to do them when we're on the go. Like whenever the messages come, I'd like to be able to, deliver the messages when we get them, right? Um, so, and with it being summertime, it's a lot, getting more connected with Mother Earth and everything. That's why I used to go by Emmy, is because Earth, Mother Earth, um, both mirror each other, right? So we mirror our realities. The one thing I want to say is use your discretion when you're actually doing any viewing on YouTube. And the reason why I'm saying that is because there's a lot of information on there that can be very misleading to people and cause a lot of conflict, of personal interest, I guess. I don't know how to say that. Not so much personal interest, but they get you into a thought train, and thought train that they're going down that rabbit hole is not healthy for a lot of people. So just use your discretion when you're, taking the information. How like some of them, they talk about aliens and all this. I'm not saying that they don't exist. I'm not saying that they do, right? So you have to use your own discretion. There's a lot of people that talk about this targeted individual, and they don't really have the understanding of what a targeted individual is. You would have to be a very influential person to be a targeted individual, for one. You wouldn't just become one. Let's see, what other topics are there? I think the biggest one, is this Christian thing that so many people are getting attacked, having psychic attacks happen to them. It's all based on what you want to perceive it as, right? There's nothing wrong with perceiving it. Belief system is, you're allowed to have that freedom of thinking, right? But just use some discretion when you're actually dealing with it. I personally used to be very religious, and I'm like probably down to zero being religious anymore. Comprehension of God has changed. Comprehension of religion has definitely changed for me. And I think that's because I went back to my cultural roots, which is First Nations. So the reason of doing that is because I wanted to get in touch with my personal roots, my cultural aspects. So, and a lot of people look at you and say, oh, well, whatever it takes. And, if it's, I don't deal with them in a negative manner. Like, I don't use them for harm unless somebody is coming to them. And oddly enough, it's not like, it's not like you're signing your soul over, very different than what a lot of people understand it to be. For shamans, especially having near-death experiences, having spiritual death, all those things going on, is very different than, what a normal religious person would believe in, right? The way that I do protection is not through prayer. I do it differently. I do it through rituals, and that's the way that I work, though, right? That's the way that sits well with me, right? So it may not sit well with some people. So if you come to the channel and you're not feeling, or you're feeling offended by the way that I do things, then maybe this channel isn't for you. And I'm just being honest that if you're having a conflict of interest with what the situations that I deal with, or the situations that or how I deal with them, whether it be through demonic forces, through rituals, through, spell casting, whatever it is, shamans use whatever is necessary to resolve the situation or the problem, right? So I'm just letting you guys know ahead of time that you may see things on here that might be a little bit, that might rub you the wrong way, but it's to have an open mind, right? To open your mind up to the possibilities of different avenues, and opening up to resources that you can have available to you. Like, my resources are unsurmountable. I can call on anything without any real effect happening in a bad way to me. Like the repercussions, I have not yet, because I keep a respect while I'm doing it. I keep humble. I keep, my channel open for the simple fact that, I'm working with them, they're working with me, and it's like a give and take relationship, which some people have a hard time comprehending. But I don't take more than I need. I don't take anything from them without giving something in return. So you have to feed energy back and forth. You know, people, say that, oh, you demonic, and, dealing with demonic forces, you're into black magic, you're a witch. So call me a witch. Okay. Call me whatever you like. Just don't call me late for dinner. Right. So, and a lot of people are confused about the shaman thing. A lot of modern day shamans only are picking and choosing what they want to take from the cultural aspect from First Nations people. Whereas I don't pick and choose. I can't. I wasn't asked to pick and choose. I wasn't given one specific area to focus on. It's all of them, all the above. Acknowledge and not to be fearful, first of all, is a hard one for some people. And I'm not saying that you don't have to be fearful, but once you let go of a lot of fear and doubt within yourself, you will find that you will find solutions, and the solutions will actually work better if you have a bit more of an open mind. I'm not saying that if I was to do like a spell casting or a protection spell and you didn't feel comfortable with it, I would be the only one doing it, right? If there was interaction with that needed to be done on your part, if we were doing a clearing or something, I would ask you first if you would feel comfortable with this, right? And if you feel even the inkling, like even the smallest little bit of fear or unsurety of doing it, then please, by all means, don't feel comfortable with. That's one thing that I will not do. I will offer that option so that your energy can be put in as protection, or if you want to channel some energy through yourself, we have the options available that we can go over them at that point. So Ashley Vasquez, can you sense if I have any spiritual attachments? Oh, what's your email so I can email? It's okay. Hang on here. I'll put my email in the. Okay, hopefully it comes up. It's Shaman Emmy, so SHAMANEMME 333, not 4 3s, only 3 3s. That was wrong. Only 3 3s. I hit one extra. So just put 3 3s, not 4 3s. I did a typo there. Actually, I'll erase that. Hang on, I'll just retype it so you guys don't get confused. If somebody ends up seeing it and then they want to end up sending an email, it'll go to the wrong email address. So it's shamanemi333 at gmail.com. You can send your photographs. We can do like live readings. I can pull them up on my phone and show you guys how I'm seeing them, what I pick up on them live here on YouTube for you all to see, and we can go from there. So if you want your photo readings done, or you can post them to the actual Facebook page. I have to write the name in the chat. I'll do that a little bit later on. Let me see here. So the Facebook page is, yeah, we can do like live photo readings today. We can just kind of see how it goes. Whatever I pick up on, then I can let you know. It's been a while since I've done photo readings. So you send a current picture, like a headshot of yourself. Just take the current picture, loop, and send it off, and then we can see what energy is being picked up around you. And we can maybe find a solution for you, the best suited solution for whatever it is that you want to work on, or want to have some current effects happening for you in a positive sense, right? So yeah, you can send it to the email. I'll open up the email on my phone so that I can pull the picture up on the phone, so I can show you that I'm doing your reading or whatever. It should be a current one, because whatever energy was attached to you at that 2 years ago may not be attached to you now. So it needs to be like a current photo. Like just take a quick shot of yourself. Who cares what your hair looks like? Nobody else is going to really see it except for me. So it's not really going to be posted everywhere, right? So we can pick up on the surrounding energy if whatever energy is being drawn. on. Sure. By all means, send one. I haven't done a photo reading in so long, but we're going to see how well it goes here. It's been a while, so, you know, the messages that are received may take a little bit longer than, let me just open my email here. Email. Okay, so, so just send it, and I'll open it and see what we can pull from the information. Photos for a reading. We can definitely do that. Do an energy reading. Okay. Oh, the sun is so bright out. It's such a nice day. Look at the sunlight just reflecting off, you know, out there. So, Ashley, if you want to send a photo too, we can do that. You know. You might e-smoke. It was dying, so I had to put it on my charger. Okay, so it's showing ME3. Yes, it is. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put it back in. I forgot to put it back in the right way. So it's just got 3 3s. So we're going to change the channel. We're not going to continually do readings. I'm going to change it a bit because there's so many people, you know, that, you know, different information comes through as far as photos, as far as, you know, the cards, you know, so I just want to expand myself some more, like I was doing a long time ago. And if you have questions about how you can get a spirit attachment, some of the information you hear out there is kind of incorrect. It can actually come from furniture. It can come from a few different areas, which, you know, when you're not given the right information, it's kind of hard to actually come to a solution if the information is not correct, right? And I've only heard a few people on YouTube that actually have been giving the correct information, right? Okay, so Ashley, okay, so let's see here. Okay, so Ashley, I got your email. So let's see here. Your photo. Okay. I feel sadness around you. I wouldn't say that it's a negative energy, but I do feel there's sadness around you, which could be affecting your energy field. You kind of have a bluey green with a bit of red in it, aura. I don't know if that's. I'll have to check up on the auras again because I haven't done aura readings in a long time, so I'm kind of need to get polished on that. But I feel that there's sadness around you. Are you First Nations as well? Because you kind of look like you've got some multicultural in you. I'm feeling that you have energy attached to you. And what I mean by energy, it could be like any kind of energy that you've picked up. That I don't feel as it's like a harmful energy. I just feel like it could be draining you a lot in the sense that it requires a lot of your energy to remain attached to you. Do you suffer a lot from like depression and stuff? Okay, that's probably why it's because it's attached to the higher part of you, like a level of you. So you may be experiencing. So the best way to clear that energy is like, you see how when I smudge at the beginning of the video, I go around my head, like I go in a circular format and then I go back over it. So it's like you're double cleansing. You know, or do aromatherapy. I find that you know, even sitting and having like an incense, where say if I was to have to do an energy cleansing for myself for attachments, I would take the incense and I would smoke it around me. I would smoke it through my eyes, through my nose, through my mouth. And I also clear the energy from like surrounding the upper body. If you're having a lot of headaches and stuff, clear the energy around your top of your head. Like, you know, clear this area, because that's where the attachment could be sitting right now. If you're getting tension in your shoulders, it could be, you know, back, lower back, all the way up to your shoulders. Like there's like almost like 4 or 5 zones within the body that you feel energy in. So if you're feeling headaches and stuff, clear the energy around your head, like smudge. Well, I call it smudging, but clearing it. So you take like whatever. I know that myrrh is good for that. Myrrh incense, lavender, jasmine's good for rebalancing. What other ones do I use? I also pick up this one. It's more of like a mixture of incenses all together in one, which is it's really effective. I don't have the package with me right now. I have to get new ones. But try myrrh for rebalancing, and jasmine. Those ones are good for rebalancing and energy clearing, right? So you need to clear the energy, because it's basically sucking your energy out of you, right? That sadness that's attached to you. It could be because you were a very positive person on a normal basis, but that energy had attached to you. So like I'm feeling like it could be like a lost soul that's kind of attached to you, that just wants to feel connected again to this realm. And what I mean by that is that the energy once was a physical person or a physical energy, and it's now become a lost energy. It's wasn't able to find its completion, becoming one with itself again, to find it, like, to pull it back together before it passed on. So half of it was kind of left here, and half was kind of taken. So it was kind of like a wandering soul now, where the spirit is, you know, not complete. So it's kind of having to stick around to kind of find its way back, right? If that makes sense to you at all, I don't know, but you know, so you can either have that energy and just say, I will do my best to help you. I will do my best to, you know, clear you from, you know, this connection to this physical part that you're desiring and wanting to stay held to. You can't hold on to it, and you have to let go. You know, and it's very difficult sometimes. Sometimes it takes a while. Like I've had energies where they've attached to me, because I do spirit communication, where they've attached to me. They follow me around my house and actually would talk to me and be like, I don't want to go, I don't want to leave. But you just have to say, you know, it's time for you to be healed and to become, you know, complete again, and to allow you to move on. Energy, you know, you can't let go of things. You just want to remove this energy field. And I give them some of the energy to take so that they can go and fight back. So it's like, you know, evil against evil, you know, fighting each other, right? And because I don't use it for harming, annotation works for me, right? Okay, so it may be lagging a bit, you guys. An out-of-body experience. I said peace and love to it 3 times, and it began emanating a teal color. It showed me the earth from space, and also jewel encrusted crosses on red fabric. Thoughts on that? I would say that it would probably be one of your energy guides. You know, showing that you have a connection outside of this dimension, right? As far as the pink, going from pink to teal, that's kind of like you'd have to get into like the aura colors to kind of see. But the pink energy, I think, would be like more young energy, like a young version of energy that has connected with you. As far as teal, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about the teal color. I have never experienced that, but I'm just giving you my point of view. But I feel that pink energy is more like a young energy, is what I'm picking up. Kind of what's resonating with me is it's kind of being a young energy. Also seen a white orb emanating particles, and it filled me with extreme bliss and peacefulness. Pure energy can do that. I've had that experience. When I started my spiritual awakening, the first thing that happened to me was I was meditating on the couch, and I looked up, and there was a blue orb floating inside one of the parts of the dream catcher, and it just sat there, and it was like emanating, and it was like there was nobody around, and I just opened my eyes from meditating from a long period, and at that point, I ended up, oddly enough, I had picked lottery numbers. 6 lottery numbers based on that meditation, and I was only out by 3 numbers. So like say I picked 44, it would come out 45 or 43, and then say 57, it would come out 58 or 56. And you know what I mean? Like it was 1 number off either way, right? And I was so close to getting all 6 of them that I was only like 1 number off either side of it, ever since that experience. So elevating yourself and channeling into your own information is very helpful. You have to not be fearful of it, because you'll end up getting shadow people coming through, and the dark energy will end up channeling through the portal that you've opened up for the communication. So it's be very careful as to what you're opening up. What did the blue? It just looked like a blue sphere, and it was only about yay big, and it was inside a dream catcher that had like I don't know if I have one up here. Hang on one sec here. Which one can I use as an example here? Okay, so say, hang on. Okay, so this is the dream catchers that I make. Okay, so this is a dream catcher. This is how I make them now. I don't make them, well, I do make them traditional, but I make them this way because it collects more information. But anyways, it was like this feather here in the middle. It would have the blue orb would be sitting right here, and it just sat there and hung. And it was probably, I would say, a good 10, 15 minutes of experiencing that before it dissipated, and then it kind of went poof, and it just kind of blew up and just kind of shattered into like a million particles. So it was a very interesting experience to have, and that's when my spiritual awakening started. Things started, and that's when I started being able to read signs and symbols. Started becoming more accurate with picking numbers, picking lottery numbers. And it was really bizarre. And then everything just happened to that. Then I had my spiritual death happened probably about a year later. I was doing a lot of meditation, and I just basically jumped into this. I didn't practice at anything. I just started meditating and didn't with protection. I just went full on, and that was what I was asked to do. I was laying in a box, and I knew that I was under the ground, and I felt living in that box. I knew what it was like to be in that box for a moment, and then all of a sudden, poof! I was like in like black mass, like a black energy. I knew something was standing beside me and pointing down at these little little windows. They were like little windows of people in my life, of situations, of experiences that would be like a little movie camera, right? So it was like my daughter was here, my son was in another one, my other daughter was in another one, and it was all individually placed, right? So it was telling me what I needed to focus on and where I needed to work more on. And at that time that I had that experience of talking with my there was a feeling of that my one daughter and I were still connected, but then my second daughter, it was almost like I had gone through death. Why didn't you tell me this information? But she wouldn't tell her anything. Like she was just numb. She just stopped. So it was almost like I had experienced death, and that I was no longer within this world, and my children were going through like hardship of it. Um, and then my son had his back turned. And the irony to that was, recently I stopped communicating with them. I didn't communicate with my children for a few months. One was away at university. The other one is doing school, not really in communication with her siblings. And then my other son was not communicating with either of them. He was just kind of doing his own thing. So it was kind of like it foretold, when I get to that point, that's when I start working more on, the communication with them. And it scared me because I thought that I was actually going to have a death. You know what I mean? 10 steps ahead. Yeah, it was definitely, right. It was definitely something that was an experience to be, understood. And then I had another one where I was actually lying on the couch, and I had suffered a I had an argument with my partner, and he had gone to stay at his mom's place, and I was at home, and I was fine when I went to bed. I woke up on my couch, and on my whole chest, literally, the skin, it was almost like my skin melted. And within 8 hours, I'd become so dehydrated. I went to the doctor and showed her, and she said, "You need to get to the hospital immediately." So I'd gone to, or no, was it that time? Oh no. Then I ended up in the hospital, and my skin, I had weeping skin, where the whole top 3 layers of skin basically kind of just like disintegrated. And I was just losing water profusely. Like, I put on, like, say, a hoodie, and within 20 minutes, my whole hoodie would be soaking wet. Couldn't shower, couldn't do anything. And from the time that I got it, say at about 3 o'clock in the morning, I would shower and I would wash it off and clean myself because it was just like sopping wet. And I think that was something that somebody had cast on me, last leg. And this is what I mean when you're talking to people and you're drawn and you're in a anger mood and you have a lot of like fire energy within you, that anger showing up. Be careful what you say, because it said to me, "I hope you die." Within 8 hours, he was so angry, and I was so angry. He had said that to me, and um, within 8 hours, I was like in the hospital. I couldn't. My kidneys were shutting down. I was on my last leg. They had to put IVs in me, and reality for that person. Um, you know, and it would end up boomeranging the energy back now, because what I do is I won't. I'll deflect it back so that it's almost like a double whammy back. I don't know if you guys have heard it in my other videos, but I had said this to my partner: "I hope you get hit by a car," and he was on his bike. And we had another argument at this point, and I forgot not to do that when I was angry, and I ended up saying it to him, and he rode like 10 feet from the house, which is a crossing light, and he almost got hit by a car. I checked myself right there. I'm like, no, I can't do this no more. I can't. There are certain things that you can say and which ones you can't for the first little while until you get used to it, right? So it was very scary for me for the first probably year and a half. It was very different. It was like I was living in a whole different dimension than what I was used to, right? And it kept me so that I wasn't moving forward. It kept me kind of complacent, seeing shadow people. It woke me up to the whole dimension. And it was really unfortunate that I had to experience. Couldn't be hostile. I couldn't be emotionally attached to this world. I could not be emotionally. Could take me out currently that I'm fearful of is somebody standing in front of me. 4 years to get through, because I used to be so physically attached to everything in this world that to this point, like, I could die tomorrow and be happy, still happy in my life. But if I'm not helping people, I just kind of feel complacent, like there's nowhere to go. You know what I mean? Like, you become kind of understanding for what you need to learn, I hit a brick wall. There was no more for me. There's nothing here for me anymore that I need to learn on this. And that what some people are finding now is that their spiritual journey, at the end of the road, there's really nothing at the end. And I'm just telling you that. And I'm not trying to bring you down or anything, but I'm just saying that when you're nothing left, like you've basically done it all, and you've kind of come to a spot in your life where there's really nothing here. That is kind of like having that physical death. You let go of everything and you just, you move on, and that's when you actually transition from, being a material person in a physical 3D body into a spiritual person. And it's like you just kind of lessons of learning. So what and I have very limited people on YouTube that I've found that I can even work for me, because you get to that point and it's like, it's like you speed forward and then you just stop. It's like, is that exactly how our universe is going? But we're continually moving forward. Like this whole staying stationary thing for me doesn't work for me. For me to understand how the universe is working right now is that we're trajectory, right? We're going in a forward direction. Like we're expanding. We keep going, traveling around the sun, but we're still moving. We're moving and we're rotating. You know what I mean? So say like this around the sun, but we're still moving forward. You know what I mean? Like, so it could be a stationary spot because you actually come to an expansion and then you just hit dead space, right? So thinking that in like the psychological part, that would make sense to me, that we could be stationary. But flat earthers, I don't know about that one either. I don't know. I haven't done my work on that, but things are pointing in that direction. It's almost like I feel like a drop of water on a cortex. Is it the cortex? I don't know. Interdimensional stuff is just beyond understanding. But if you kind of look at you are actually upside down all the time. Like your ceiling is actually your floor, and your floor is actually your ceiling. So you're like inverted. You know what I mean? Like just those concepts that you have to go through, and you'll find something that'll make you understand it, better. I don't know. For me, it's been one hell of a journey. It's been a wake up call. But at the end of the road, I got to the point where there's a lot more to this whole thing. Are you still doing a photo? Yes, I am. I haven't received yours yet, I don't think, but I will check Empress and see if yours came through. Let's see. Okay, I didn't get your email, Empress. Oh, there it is, Bianca. Okay. Let's see what your photo is like. Okay. Here's your photo. Come on, where's the photo? I feel that you're the type that's very skeptical. You're skeptical of a lot of things. You have a lot of unsurety around you. Like you kind of always you're curious about things, but you're just kind of like, nah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to believe that. You do feel you have a good vibration around you, like your overall energy is really high. But I feel like there's a small child around you, like a small female spirit energy that finds you very soothing to them. She's got like dark hair. She's very innocent, right? She doesn't mean harm. She's very shy, very reserved, very, it's almost like if you were to go and have like, say like a little sister, that she would be the kind that you would take out with you, but she would meet your friends, and she would be the hiding behind your leg kind of energy. Very shy, very you know what I mean? No, this is spirit energy that I'm picking up on. Like the little girl has dark hair. She's got brown eyes. She's got like a tiny little nose. Um, she's kind of that one hiding behind your leg though. She'd be like that energy that would be attached to you, and would you would go out if she was actually in the physical form that's attached to you. Um, so yeah, so it's nothing bad. I think she feels very protected by you. You have a very protective energy field, very high energy. So she feels, and that could be very well why she attaches to you, because she could be picking up on the energy, the connection that you have with your cousin. So she could feel that that is a safe area for her because you can relate to it. You do have a lot of life in you. You do. I didn't notice it before, but you're actually your actual eyes have like light in them. You know, like actually in like the pupil area. Um, and it's almost like it radiates, like it goes whoo, whoo, right? So, you know, you're very calm. I find that, you know, you're very cool headed. Like it's calming, you know, like it's just like you radiate like just calmness. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like what your light field is doing. So it's like pulsing, but at a slow rate. So meaning that you're not like high strung or anything, but just kind of just enjoying, just, you know, carefree kind of energy, right? She could very well be a spirit guide. She could be an angelic spirit guide, but is just learning the ropes kind of thing. She's just kind of, you know, just learning. Like she's like young energy. Um, but she's definitely attached to you and very comfortable with you. You know, she's grateful that she has you. Um, yeah. So, and after I did that, it was like your field kind of. Oh wow! Hang on a minute. What had just happened there? Um, okay, that wasn't there earlier, was it? I don't even know. I don't even know if that was visually there earlier. Um, it's like you've opened up a window somewhere. Like you have a portal around you that allows energy to come in and go. I don't see negative energy coming through. I feel that it's positive energy that comes through for you. Um, it's almost like you have assistance when you start feeling low. It's almost like they'll come in and kind of boost you up. All right. So if you feel like you're lying in bed and all of a sudden you're just feeling really sad or something, and all of a sudden you just start vibrating, that's them kind of giving you a kick and giving you a jump start energy to get you moving again. Right. So that's what I'm kind of seeing for you. So yeah, so when you're feeling that kind of like a kick in your pants, or you might experience, like I do, I will be laying on my bed and somebody will kick my bed, like I'll feel it shake. It's my guide saying, "Get the fuck up, let's get some work done." It's like, hello, remember that we're here, we're not going anywhere, and you still have work with us to do, right? So that's what that is. That's your guides giving you that energy field so that you can keep going, right? So you might be feeling drained, you just and you just shut down. It's almost like, you know, if you were a robot and you have like energy cells within your legs and stuff, it's kind of like your energy field is going back up again, right? Yeah, because that's your energy replenishing itself. But don't fear it. You know, it's not, you know, like people talk about, you know, seeing, you know, before I started doing this, I used to suffer from seizures a lot, and I used to overload my brain pathways. I started doing meditation and everything, and being sleep deprived, I would sleep deprive myself so I would experience different things as well. So doing different dimensional travels and stuff, um, which I don't know if it's healthy for some people or not, but I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. It really opened my eyes to a whole different state of being. Um, but yeah, so I would just kind of, just acknowledge that she's there. I don't feel that she's going to go anywhere. She's not there to harm you. She's there to learn from you. So whatever, you can carry with you through this lifetime with her, I think would benefit her. Because she may not have been able to expand here very long and didn't really learn anything. So now she's trying to gather the information from you. So, yeah. But she's very cute. She's very adorable. She's got like long straight hair, kind of cut in a bob, straight across the front. She's got big brown eyes, like really cute. But she's kind of like hiding, right? She's kind of like that energy. It's kind of like peeks around the corner when she thinks it's okay, and then hides. You know what I mean? She's like a peekaboo kind of energy. She'll pop out, she'll hide. She's like wants to play and have fun, right? And that's usually when you can actually transcend yourself into a full vibration. You can feel basically everything vibrating, and it's a trip and a half just to be able to do that. Feel your actual full body vibrating, because each individual cell is moving, right? Because that's all we are, is cells. So that's why sometimes you feel like you'll get like vibrations in your arm. Your nerves will start tingling in certain areas. It's your connection that you're making, the energy field connection. Hang on one sec, you guys. I'll be right back. I gotta have a bathroom break. One sec. Allergies are picking up too. My allergies. Okay. Within cells interlinked. Yes, more or less. But very cute. She's very adorable. Within the photograph. Yeah, because you can actually see her in the photo. Oops. So like, look at that's what that would be like. If you were to actually see it, from my point of view, that's what I see. Is like just sunlight, like the reflection. Is light, like bright light, orange almost. Orange in hue. You know what I mean? Like you got like that fire kind of aura, the orange aura. So look up orange auras and see what you get. I don't have it right open right now. Let me see here. I have to open up my but it's Okay, are we back? So yeah, so I would say look up the orange energy. You can pick up like different energy for yourself, right? Looking forward to booking a session soon. I have questions regarding someone in my separation that I'm in separation with. by all means, Empress, you can email me and we can set up a time. My donations, everything are done through PayPal. Um, or I can send you a link to, actually, no, because you guys don't have that in there. Depending on where you are located, right? So, depending on how we can do the payments, right? So, yeah. Vibration that you can pick up on and or have had experiences where, somebody's moved something or moved you on an item, like for me on the bed, they always kick my bed, like it's like kick my bed to remind me that they're still there. When I start unchanneling them or I don't want to channel them, they always sit there and just kind of give me a kick in the ass to say, hey, don't forget about us, because sometimes I don't. You're very welcome, Empress. Reading for people, for somebody, and so it gives me a little bit of practice to get more in touch with it again. Um, but yeah, no, it shows up in the photo, and it's bizarre. Like they talk about those creepy photos where something happened in like a different. I just really believe that person could actually be there. Meow, meow. And she's right in the spot where I had the experience happen to me while I was in my dream, and I was talked to another shaman about it, and he said you can't fight spirit energy to acknowledge that it's there and there's a reason why it's there, to teach you something or to show you something. And I got fearful of this in my driveway because it kind of goes up at a slope, and there was a gentleman standing at the door, at my front door, in the dream, and he had his hand on the door, and he looked back and looked right down the driveway, like he could see me, like I was like glowing in the dark or something. He knew exactly where I was and connected eye contact with me and said to me, do you live here? And I said yes, and he just entered it. So it was actually one of my guides that came through, and I didn't know that it was at the time. I didn't understand it. So he ended up standing right here in this doorway that stands behind me, and I actually ended up trying to hit him. And every time I hit him, regenerate. It was really bizarre, but it was really neat. And that's kind of like, how spirit works, right? Your energy is just kind of, but it can regenerate itself back into its. I love started last week. There you go. See, so you've got that definite energy around you. So keep going and moving in that direction. It's an amazing feeling, right? An amazing energy field to be on. So let's see. No, I'm just kidding. There's nothing really to fear. It's just energy. You can manipulate it. You can have fun with it. You can, do whatever you want. But I'm just giving you a heads up that if you want to play with, especially Ouija boards, I don't recommend them. I would never do my portals when I open them. There are combat dark energy that somebody has cast towards me, right? So, but that's my information. That's how I work. Being a shaman, you can ask, dark energy or light energy to come through, whether it be demonic or not. It's not for the weak-hearted. That's for sure. It's not for the faint-hearted, I guess you would say. I don't fear them. Interact with them on a regular basis, but they're more fearful of me than I am of them, if that makes sense. I've taken pictures where I've taken a picture in a mirror now, and the person actually resources are there if so need be that I need something like that, right? So it's kind of like the best way that I can explain it is they're trying to right the wrong that they did so that they can appease their soul, right? We're in the same pool of energy, basically it, right? If you're working with black magic and you're conjuring up shit that's black or dark energy like that, and you don't understand it for the first part of who you're calling or what you're calling upon, you always have to be 100% in control of that dark energy. You can't allow it even to have an inkling of power, It has its own power, but if you give it more power, it can actually overtake you, and that's certain people that they know that they can overpower and cause problem or havoc in their life. And that's what I mean. You have to be very selective as to that comes around. Like I've had experiences where shadow people come, like the lower vibration and energy will shoot up through my floor um, and manifest into like an actual shadow person. Shadow energy that has been known in my bedroom in the back here, in this room right here. It's been known to hang out there. There was a time where it was so much for me that I couldn't even sleep in there. It was just too much. It was like coming forward to me asking for help. How can they figure how the translation for me was how can they figure out how to get complete again? How can they let go of this negative life that they've lived and has kind of put them in a transitional spot, like moving forward, they're not moving backwards, they're not doing anything, and very angry that they are stuck there. So basically kind of helping them through the transition. It could be a traumatic energy that's kind of been thrown into it, and not being able to understand what. So, but yeah, so I'm not gonna stick on. Get